All right, man. Torture Talk. You know what it is, man. So we're going to continue our coverage of GNX and its 1 year anniversary. And yeah, man. So we still got a lot to talk about. I dropped the episode yesterday, but it came out like 3 in the morning. So make sure y'all watch that. So it's a lot of videos gonna come out today. I have a video about Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse, and I go on a rant about that. So if you're interested in DC content and or stuff like that, check out the video. And if you are not a Snyder fan, maybe I can convince you to be a Snyder fan. And also I have a video of a female who talks about hip hop. She doesn't have that many subscribers, and we're gonna drop that video today. And I want y'all to go subscribe to her. So yeah, let's get it. All right, man. Torture Talk. You know what it is. If you want to leave a donation, or if you want to, you know, send some money to the channel, it's all good right there. Cash App. If you don't, it's fine. You don't have to super chat. You don't have to send money. I'm just letting y'all know now. I don't bank on people doing that. People do it, but I don't bank on doing it. I just want to let y'all know that you can do it because you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm the king of the north. Let me know what king you from. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies. You already know what it is. And all the fellas, you know what it is. Fist bump. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So, let's get right to it, man. Oh, subscribe to Torture Talk After Hours too, man. Channel doing very well as well. So let's get it. All right, man. So hopefully we get some new music today from Kendrick, or maybe this week. I think a lot of people were expecting Kendrick to drop the deluxe version. Even I was, but at this point, I think people more want him to just drop some new music. But we already know how Kendrick moves. Kendrick moves the way he wants to move, and he don't really drop, stuff when people expect him to drop it. So yeah, let's see what this is all about. Let's get it.
Now, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, well, if you are finally ready to see how in a rap game with law-loving losers and two-faced snakes, well, we finally got some good news, and it is now confirmed that Kendrick Lamar has been in the studio working, and well, he and his team are getting ready for something big. Before we go any further,
You know, it's crazy. I know my lips are shiny. You know what's crazy? I never understood why people said stuff like two-faced snakes. As if one face of a snake isn't enough. Like, oh, you're a two-faced snake. Wait a minute. Was you saying that I was a one-faced snake? I don't know. I just think being a snake face is enough. You don't need to have two faces of a snake. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because this is going to be an important one, as now as Kendrick Lamar may be on the brink of dropping something new very soon, well, there finally may be something good to happen in rap that is just going to put all of these other losers on the wake-up call that they have needed to be back on for the past year or so since GNX came out in the first place. And so we are just going to get right into this and waste no more time, which now what I am talking about all comes down to something that is confirmed, that Kendrick Lamar has been in the studio in 2025, and he is...
You know what makes me mad about Kendrick? And the other artists do this too. This is what makes me mad about them, right? They got thousands of songs. I mean, and I know how this works. Don't put the keyboard down. Put it down. Stop your fingers. Because I know you're about to start. No, because, bro. No, because. No, because this. No, bro. No, because. I understand why. But I just hate it. I hate the fact that I be hearing some of these songs that they never released. Like, I'll put it to you like this. Joe Buttons is one of my favorite artists of all time, right? Favorite rappers of all time. And Joe Buttons, he played one time on I believe it was on Periscope or Instagram, one of them sites he was on. I follow Joe Buttons real heavy. And he was playing some unreleased music. And I'm like, bro, what the hell? Why you didn't put this out? Like, and sometimes as artists, we do that. We don't release music. And I always say this about Kendrick. Kendrick got so much material that's unreleased. And I know people saying, well, it's unreleased for a reason. It's unreleased. Like, he should just make another Untitled Unmastered. Like, he should. He should. I think he should. I think he should make that a series, the Untitled Unmastered series, and just release songs that no one's ever heard. You know what I mean? Because some of his stuff that be unheard, like the one he just recently, what's his name, Mac Main, whatever his name is, Mac Main, I don't know, it's Mac Wop, I call him Mac Main. Mac Main. Mac Main, the boy Mac Wop, he had put it out. That was pretty dope. I think Kendrick should do that more.
Working on something as a solo artist that, well, we need to discuss right now. And so what happened is that none other than one of the biggest studios that has ever been used in New York City, in Electric Lady Studios, which, just for reference, these are some of the albums and things that have been recorded there. This is a really big place and one of the centers of recording on the East Coast at the very least. Well, on their official social media page, they shared a photo of 3 artists who we can pretty much summarize and call the GNX crew, as they have been Kendrick Lamar's closest collaborators since the beef and in this era that he has been in his career. Which, now, who these 3 people are, well, are none other than Terrace Martin on the left, Soundwave in the middle, and Mustard on the right. And now, while it says Kendrick Lamar GNX under the picture, this was getting shared around, and interestingly enough, after this was shared, like this was in 2024 when the GNX album that we got was being worked on, Terrace Martin came out and said this. This is actually a photograph that was took this year by Los Angeles photographer Samantha Whitehead. No need to discuss what was going on, period. And with this, listen, as Terrace Martin and Soundwave have been the biggest 2 producers and musicians to work with Kendrick Lamar throughout his entire career.
Yeah, man. Soundwave has no, it's Thundercat. Thundercat has a really good album. One of those albums, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's a really good. The one where he's in the water like this, like with the water in his eye. I believe that's Thundercat. Fire album. The thing about it is, man, and I'm gonna talk a little more about Los Angeles and the West Coast. The West Coast artists, I just have to admit this. The West Coast artists in the last, I would say, 20 years have been much more musically inclined than the East Coast artists. East Coast artists are more based around hip hop, rap, most of them, not all of them. Because I would say like Philadelphia is, even though Philadelphia is the East Coast, the roots were, at least 20 years ago. Let's say the roots were 20 years ago, but they were more like I would if I had to take it, like if I didn't know the roots was from Philly, I would think the roots were from the West Coast if they never said Illadelph Half-Life and all that stuff, like because the West Coast has so many different right now they have a lot of different musicians that are into hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is one of them. But on the East Coast, we really don't have that. At least from my seeing, we don't have that. We don't have a lot of artists who have bands or people who play instruments. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly just crazy beat makers over here. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Crazy producers over here. So that's what I would say. Now I could think about it. Let me think about that for a second. If I think about something, I'll come back and I'll retract that. But as of right now, I think that's where the West Coast stands at for me.
Well, Terrace Martin is being this cryptic and he knows exactly what this is going to do and exactly what this means. I mean, this tells us so much, and with Terrace even talking like this and just putting this out there, it is showing that Kendrick's people have been in the studio and they have been to work on, well, that's what we don't know. And that's what we hope we find out soon as we get some sort of a new music drop. But there is some more information with this that we can connect and put together, which just does center around a few things, which looking at both Soundwave and Mustard in this picture, you could see, and this is where we gotta speculate, they are both wearing short sleeve shirts, and we know that Mustard was on the Grand National Tour from April all the way until July of this year, where of course he traveled all around the world with Kendrick Lamar and SZA to do the amazing opening DJ set that he did. And so just with this and understanding everything that we know, this picture either went down during two different times this year, which now the latter and the one that I think didn't happen would have been towards the end of August when Mustard was off the tour and when he was back home in the summer, and well, I guess he was cooking up then. But what is more believable considering that these are West Coast artists, this is the West Coast crew, it says that they are working on Kendrick Lamar music, and well, we also...
The thing is, I noticed that, and this has nothing to do with what he's talking about, but Dave Free, Kendrick, and all his creative team, they definitely should make a movie. They should make a West Coast movie. Starring Kendrick. They should make, and don't even do a Kendrick bio or nothing like that. Just make a whole West Coast movie. Their cinema photography is amazing how they do their videos. I could just imagine how they would be in a movie. It's so crazy how they do. They definitely should do a movie. Definitely should do a movie. And they should do it now as soon as possible, because right now the movie industry is not that great. And I think that they're craving for new people, like Ryan Coogler when he did Sinners. I think that's the reason why it blew up so big, because most people wasn't ready for something like that. Everybody's so stuck on these other different things. Like, definitely should do a movie. I definitely believe that.
And assume that maybe Kendrick Lamar was there as well. Well, then happens to be that if this is New York City, this happened right around May, when Kendrick Lamar, SZA, and crew touched down for MetLife Stadium during that run of shows that was just so legendary. And I was at those MetLife shows. They were genuinely some of the best things I've ever seen. But in that time, which was at the beginning of May, Kendrick Lamar was in the New York area. And you know what happened then? Well, if you remember...
You know what's so crazy? All of those girls look like Doechii. I noticed that. All of those girls look like Doechii. Like, from here, they look like a bunch of Doechiis. And I think that that's kind of unique that he did that, because she's coming on the tour. And I can imagine them girls dancing with her. Like, they all look similar to Doechii. Like, they all dark-skinned women. Not to say that there's no light-skinned women. I don't see none. I'm just saying the dark-skinned women. But they all look good. There's some good-looking women.
Well, we saw Kendrick Lamar headed to a studio in what was said to be the West Village, and now when you just put all of this together and see that Mustard, Soundwave, and Terrace Martin were working in the studio and Kendrick Lamar joined them, well, we can all see what's happening. At the very least, something is going down, but now making all of this even crazier, and where this only gets more interesting just considering the timing of all of this. Well, as tomorrow is the 1 year, yes, 1 year anniversary of Kendrick Lamar dropping the GNX album. To see this picture come out and Terrace Martin say what he did, which once again, let's just remember, he said no need to discuss what was going on. Well, on what would be 2 days before that anniversary reaches, it just makes you wonder if they're still mentioning GNX, this is the GNX crew, and you know, everything is just lining up around the year anniversary of this album that was a wake-up call to hip-hop and has been the most successful and dominant thing that really the entire music industry, and not even just rap, has seen since then. You almost wonder if, well, and I hate to be this guy, but we have to do it, if we are finally going to see everybody double back like a deluxe, but it's on the way soon, and maybe in the form of a GNX Deluxe or some sort of a sequel or extension of the original project.
Um, I mean, I think that everybody wants that. See, the thing about Kendrick that makes him so unique is he don't do what everybody want him to do. And I think that that's the most appealing part to him. Not the most, but a good portion of his appeal comes from he does what he wants to do. He don't let people bully him into doing things. I think he genuinely makes songs because he genuinely wants to drop songs. I don't think he's out here just like, what's the fans asking for? Let me just do what they say. Because eventually what happens is the fans gonna want you to do something every day. And it kind of dilutes your music. So I understand why he does what he does. However, I would like to see him do more, and I guess I'm selfish like that. Sorry. That's just what it is. You know what I mean?
It's just if this comes even half true. I'm not going to be ready for this, and I don't think you guys are going to be as well. But as this has been a project that has promised us just as much as it actually delivered on, well, we know there's songs that haven't been put out. We know there's a mission Kendrick is still on, and we know that his guys are in the studio and he has been with them, and it's said to be all a part of the GNX universe. And just adding to all of this and showing that Kendrick Lamar and his team are really up to something, and something really may be coming very soon. Well, in addition to seeing all of his producers in the studio and seeing Kendrick Lamar join them as well when we connect it all, we also recently saw Dave Free post some very cryptic things that are showing that he has something coming big and that they are maybe working on music videos and visuals for something, which, well, from this wall, which is seemingly from when they were on the GNX tour in Europe, in Germany, and well, it's mirroring Nas's One Mic video, which, if you know, One Mic is sampled in Man of the Garden. Well, that may be something there, and maybe we're getting a video for that or something extending that. And then with not just that, but this red light bulb we are seeing, and then this red room, which gotta mean something. And I know a lot of people were talking and using this kind of as a Drake troll because of the whole red button thing, but there is definitely some sort of significance here, which I hope we find out soon. Well, listen, at the very least, with Dave Free, who is Kendrick's right-hand man.
Yeah, I said that the red button, because at the bottom it said idea. I said that it's a bright idea, so it's red. If you turn the light on, the idea is going to be red. So I think something's all red. He had the GNX covered in red. It's a bunch of different things that you can take from that. But yeah, man, it's something's happening. Who knows? Who knows? It could just be posting anything. We don't know. But it's exciting to do this. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's very engaging and it's exciting. Like, I like the fact that they're doing this and keeping people interested, even if it's something small. I think it's something great, if you ask me.
Showing that he is also working on something, and there are these very cryptic and I would say Kendrick Lamar-esque just signals, messages, and motives all around him. When you look at this, it only adds more strength and credence to the fact that Kendrick Lamar and his people are working, and well, that something is about to come of all of this. And so really, well, this is just telling us so much, but at the same time, it's not enough. So all we can really do is just speculate and I guess wait the next few days and see within this window of the GNX anniversary if Kendrick is going to do anything to celebrate the album's release, add some sort of an extension to the project, or do whatever else may be possibly going down. Which, I mean, I've heard that some music videos could be coming out and that there may be a Man at the Garden one. And again, well, we know this Bodies record is a thing and we still haven't gotten it, so if that would drop or if something would finally happen with it, I mean, that is literally going to break every single thing because there is not a more anticipated track in all of rap music right now than that. But listen, no matter what is going to happen with this and what is going to come from here, as we see now that Kendrick Lamar and his people have been in the studio and there is a lot more to do and a lot more to accomplish, well, I think we all just got to sit here and hope that, well, the rap game in terms of the music coming out can finally get interesting, and it will do that off of the merit of the best artist in the entire game while returning and showing everybody what real greatness looks like.
Yeah, that jacket Kendrick be wearing and them jeans is fire. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see where I could get that jacket from. That fatigue jacket. Yeah, that joint is crazy. So what y'all think, man? Y'all think he gonna drop something soon? how y'all feel about it. You know what I mean? Me personally, it's up for debate. I mean, it's up in the air. You never know with Kendrick. Ken, we've been wrong. We've been thinking he gonna do something. Like we waiting on the day, like, and then he never drops. So I don't really wait on the day of him dropping things. I mean, hopefully he does, but I mean, hey man. But you know when he does, it's going to be legendary, and I think that's what they're doing. So them dropping pictures and photos and stuff like that, it could just be a way to keep people engaged, or it could just be something that they do because they live in their life, like, and we just reading into it. It could be anything, but I like to reading into things. I do. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun, and it keeps the conversation going. So thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Torture Talk After Hours. Also, too, a lot of things are coming up today. I'm going to be dropping a lot of episodes. So make sure y'all be here for that. Torture Talk After Hours, too. I'm dropping episodes over there as well. So, yeah. And I don't know if I talked about it, but January 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a, excuse me, I'm going to be doing a YouTube streamer awards, so make sure y'all tap in for that. Tomorrow night, which will be Sunday night, I'm going to release the first nominees for the first category. So, yeah, it's going to get crazy.